Good morning. It's a little past 10 o'clock, so I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. This is a regular Commissioners Court meeting, County of Starr, Monday, August 28th. Let the record show that we do have quorum, everyone being present. I'd like to thank everyone for being here today, and certainly you're welcome anytime. If everyone would please stand for a Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. First item is claims. Mr. Carter, do you know the claims?
The claims are all in order, Judge.
Is there a motion to approve?
Hold on. I move that we approve, Your Honor.
Second the motion to approve.
Are these claims here are all the ones, there's no more claims pending in your office or the judge's office?
Commissioner, there's always claims pending.
Yeah, no, but I'd like to know how many claims are there pending? I mean, there's always claims, but I'm asking a question, how many claims are there pending?
I didn't count them. There's a stack about 4 inches high of POs.
Okay.
That's normal, all the time.
So actually, we don't have all the POs that were turned in and signed by the judge posted in these minutes that we have here, right?
There's always a time lag, Commissioner. It's never 100% up to date.
Yeah, PO normally takes about two to 3 weeks to process all the way completely. Right?
Exactly. That's why I'm going to use the month of September to get caught up. And then I'm gonna use the month of October to catch up on everything in September. So by the end of October, we'll be able to close out this year.
So, were you trying to tell me that in the month of September, whatever we get will not be paid to the creditors?
Whatever,
The ones that go in September, you will not pay the creditors until the following month or the third month.
that's the plan, yes, sir.
Okay, well, that puts the county in a bind because we as commissioners have to continue working and buying materials, asphalt to do paving and everything, and we'll be stuck with it because they have closed down a lot of accounts that the county has not paid. I just make the public aware of what's going on.
Well, you know, if they have, Commissioner, this is very unusual because the schools, the cities, the state of Texas, all of them, vendors know that it takes anywhere from 30 to 60 days to process payments. I think we're one of the fastest in doing it, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. But, you know, if the vendors just need to know that is how government works. There's protocol, there's a process that needs to be followed, and if you don't, you're breaking the law.
Well, you know, I will disagree with you on that because, I mean, I'm pretty sure that not everybody does this thing because we approve them on the month and they should be paid, if we approve on Monday, it should be paid by Wednesday. And I've been, after this, trying to find a solution that we are in good standing with our creditors. But I think there's just, like I said, dead end. We will never be able, and the county will be in the same position like usual.
Well, Mr. Carter.
Number one, not with the computer system and the staff that the auditors and the treasurer's office have to work with now. You're right, that won't happen. Number two, this is an approved accounting, this is an accounting policy approved by the Commissioners Court a couple of years ago. So it's been in effect for some time. This isn't something new. I'm just following the approved policies.
But we can change those policies, if that's the case, we can change the policies, just like we approve them. We can change the policy if the commissioners feel like, or want to be in good standing with their creditors, in my opinion.
In my case, Your Honor, I don't see a problem if it takes 60 days to pay a vendor. But anything else, anything over 60 days now.
It shouldn't take.
No.
It shouldn't take.
I don't.
Mr. Carter should.
Our invoices are paid 30 to 45 days,
Yeah.
typically, very few. Now, I'm asking that if you have any invoices, if you have any vendors that did work in January through May or June, we need to get those invoices in here.
And that's a good point, Mr. Carter, because I've signed POs just last week that were dated July.
So if they're
So,
not,
can't do anything.
if they don't get here in time, they're gonna end up being charged into next year's budget.
Well, you don't have a problem with my precinct, I guarantee you that, because I make sure that and I try to get all the POs prior to the regular Commissioners Court meeting so they can be approved. That's for damn sure.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is the vendors list. Mr. Carter, is
The
that?
vendors list is all in order, Judge, there's only 2 new vendors on the list.
I move that we approve, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved in second. Discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5 is just a standard item that we have, and that's if needed to transfer money from countywide, from general to road and bridge. Is there a motion to approve that?
Motion to approve, Your Honor, Starr County Treasurer to transfer monies from countywide general fund to countywide road and bridge fund.
Okay.
Second motion, Your Honor.
Moved in second. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 6 is to approve a resolution the resolution is to approve $1 million loan from Lone Star National Bank. This is in addition to the 1.5 that we have. And let me explain to the public why this was required or needed. Hopefully, we don't need the whole million, but what happens is September has 3 pay periods. It just happens that it's one of those months where we get one at the beginning, one at the middle, and one at the end of the month. Each pay period costs the county about $500,000. So because of that, the $1.5 million that we borrowed is not gonna be sufficient, I don't think, unless some things that are in the working stage right now come through, then we won't need this money. But, and then the other thing is, October is when we start getting our tax money to come in, but our tax money doesn't start coming in until the end of October, because we give a 3% discount, and that's when the oil companies start paying. So we need to make sure that we have that money there in case it is to be needed to pay our employees. So that's the reason for this additional loan. The bank requires this resolution, so that's why it's here. I'll entertain a motion to approve it.
Your Honor, I make a motion to approve resolution to approve a $1 million loan from Lone Star National Bank.
I'll second the motion.
Moved in second. Any further discussion?
Your Honor, for the sake of the public, can we discuss how are these loans going to be paid back, Your Honor?
Okay. All these loans will be paid back by January, February. When the tax dollars start coming in, all these loans will be paid back. This is what's considered a bridge, just to get us to the end. Now, next budget, that's the reason we're going for an 8% cut across the board, because we need to make up this money so we can pay it all next year. The reason, and I've gone through this before, but we have a good audience, so I'll explain it again. There are several issues. We were supposed to be out of this year. I wanted to do it in steps to where we would be out of this situation in 2 years, where our people wouldn't get displaced and taxes wouldn't go up for the taxpayer. This year should have been that year. However, we had two things that hurt us. One was the amusement machines that we were not able to collect what was budgeted, and we were short maybe $500,000. The other thing was Duke Energy. Duke Energy, which is the wind farms. We had agreed to an 85% abatement for 10 years, the first 10 years. That abatement was negotiated with them, where the beginning years, the abatement was going to be less, and then towards the end of the 10 years, it was going to be more. Beginning was going to be 65% abatement, then 75, then 80, then 85, and then it went up to 90, and the last 2 years was 100% abatement. Why in this structure? Because they had 3 fields that they were working at. So we felt that by doing this, once we start getting down to the smaller amounts of money coming in, the other fields would come in, and that would make a steadier cash flow. However, when the contract was recorded with Duke, of which they recorded it, not us, table Exhibit A, which is where that breakdown was not recorded. So now Duke says, no, it's 85 from year 1 all the way down to year 10. We're negotiating with them now to hopefully we can come to some agreement. We're in litigation. We're in the court systems right now, and we feel we have a very strong case because there's correspondence going back and forth where they agreed to this. But regardless, you never know how a court is going to end up. So we're trying to negotiate something with them that will be beneficial for us and beneficial for them. There's also a $250,000 payment in lieu of taxes that they should pay us, and they haven't paid that. All in all, Duke Energy is about $1 million that there's a difference in. So that $1 million plus the $500,000 on the amusement machines brings it to $1.5 million. Then, to top all that off, our delinquency has increased. As Ms. Salinas reported at our last commissioners meeting, we have collected 90% of taxes that we projected to collect. That is an additional close to $700,000-800,000. So, you know, it all adds up. And these are projections on revenue, not on expenditures. Expenditures are well controlled. It's the revenues that, you know, we're guessing we don't have a crystal ball, and things happen throughout the year, and this is the reason this happened. So this coming year, you know, we are going to go with an 8% cut across the board. That will make up the difference, and hopefully we'll be out of this situation for next year. Anyhow, I felt I owed that explanation to the people.
Thank you.
Next item, did we vote on it?
No, we haven't voted.
Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is a resolution on the anti-Senate Bill 4. Do we have a spokesperson for that? No one here? Okay. You don't want to take, what this is, I'll give an explanation as to what it is. I was hoping the people would be here. If y'all have seen on the news, there's been a lot of talk along the border to make a stand against Senate Bill 4. Senate Bill 4, what that is, was a bill that was passed where now all law enforcement officers, whether they work for the city, the county, whoever, need to ask when they stop someone if they have documentation or if they're legal citizens of this country. Hidalgo County just voted to stand against it last week. Cameron had already done it. McAllen's in a lawsuit. There's a lawsuit being filed. This is not to join the lawsuit. This is just to support those people that are in the lawsuit, that we also stand against that. There was quite a bit of people from Starr County that went by my office, and I'm surprised they're not here because they're very passionate to make this stand. I don't know if we should go ahead and consider it, or should we wait until those people come
Unless
in?
somebody is not informed, Judge, but I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
I'll second the motion on that.
Okay, moved and second to approve. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8 is also an action item, and this is a memorandum of understanding between Lower Rio Grande Valley Workforce Board and La Rosita Library. Commissioner, you want
Yes, sir.
to shed some light?
The Rio Grande Valley Workforce Development Board, Judge, they want to set up in La Rosita and give classes for different kind of things, and I think the librarian there is very up to date on what she wants to do, and I'm going to make a motion just to approve the understanding between the Lower Rio Grande Valley and La Rosita Library.
I second, Judge.
I have a motion and a second to approve. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 9, also an action item, and this to approve renewal of software support service agreement with Amer Enterprise for the Starr County Tax Assessor Collector. This is from September 2017 through September 2018. I think this is the same contract we've had for quite a while, right?
Move to approve.
Second motion.
I have a motion and a second to approve. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 10 is an action item, and this is to remove the Starr County Fire Marshal that we currently have. Commissioner, you want to?
Yes, Your Honor, let me read that. A while back ago, if you remember, Mr. Moreno was the fire marshal for the county. He was employed with Commissioner Peña, the past Commissioner Peña, Mr. Peña's father, and myself, paying him, and he was named as the fire marshal. Apparently, there was a problem with one of the employees that Commissioner Peña had, a firefighter. He resigned, or he fired him. I think the gentleman went and asked to give him, to pay his comp time or whatever he was owed. Commissioner Peña completely objected to that, because he had signed a paper that he would not get paid the overtime. Then he came back and said he wanted to get paid. So Mr. Moreno went to HR and told him that it was illegal to do that to an employee, not because he had signed that. The wage and hour was totally specified that he had to be.
If we could, not get into specifics, Commissioner, I'd have to take that in closed session.
Yep.
If we're talking about specifics regarding any employment, Commissioner, if the court wishes to make the motion, that's to the
Yep.
court, we all want to discuss it, we can go to the executive, because we're talking about privacy rights of the employee, if you can be identified from the statements.
Well, I'm not identifying anybody, but that's okay. I just want to know why this transpired about the removal of Mr. Moreno. But that's all right, we'll go to the executive.
So you want to go ahead and make a
I'll do
motion
that
to
with the-
remove it?
Yeah,
Okay, I have a motion for removal,
to remove what?
the current fire marshal.
Put in the bed.
Eh? Well, go ahead, I just,
Okay. is
Second
there a
motion.
Moved and second to remove the current fire marshal. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now, item 11 is to name the new fire marshal.
I do, we name Mr. Moreno as our fire marshal.
Second motion.
Moved and second to name Mr. Moreno fire marshal. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item 12 and 13 are donations. One is $22.50 from RJG Retirement. This is the donation that we get so we can give scholarships to our employees' children.
Where is it from, Yana?
This is from RJG Retirement.
Who's RJJ Retirement?
Cynthia.
There are several people that get together and they actually do a fundraiser. They do a fundraiser, they do a dinner. I think it was a dinner this year, and they sell the plates.
But where is this, I mean, just, I mean, for the public. to
What
know,
is
we wanna
RJ?
know Who these
What
people
does it mean?
are, just letters don't mean, it could be Mr. Gonzalez, Lopez, who's the people in charge of it?
Well, we have different people that are in charge. It's actually different people that get together and do this.
Were they from Starr County, or is it
No,
just,
they're not from Starr County, and I don't have the list. We can provide you the list, you know.
But it's not a certain, any company that, you know.
Well, we're glad if anybody wants to do a donation, but we'll take it.
No,
But
no,
I
no, no,
really
no,
don't
yeah,
know
I know, I understand that, yeah. But there's people doing business with the county that want to donate, make sure that, you know.
We ask people that are doing business with the county, that we have this program, and if they want to donate, we welcome it. If they don't, that's fine too, you know.
But we can provide you that information. I didn't know that I was gonna be asked about that, so I don't.
No,
have
I mean, the public needs to know,
Yeah,
because, you
We
know.
can get that
Yeah.
information, we can get the.
More
names
than
of-
likely, these are people that do work with the county. We ask them, as I said, if they're willing to help us so we can help the children of our employees. And if they do, some give $100, $500, whatever it is, and some don't, and that's fine.
Since
too.
we're in the subject, just who decides who the scholarship is, who's gonna get
All of
awarded the
them
scholarship?
get, all of them get,
All of them?
all the seniors,
We-
and
The ones that are
they
coming
all
up?
get some.
Cada precinto.
That's excellent,
And whatever monies we have, we divide equally amongst everyone.
perfect. ¿Qué necesitamos?
Need a
I
motion?
move that we approve the donation.
Second.
Your Honor.
Moved in second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 13 is another donation. This is for,
Yes,
the
this
fire
is for
department?
Precinct 4 from Mr. Amado and Olivia Peña to Starr County Fire Department Precinct 4, and this is not divided by amount, only the fire department. I make the motion.
The second.
Second.
moved in second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 14 is an action item, and this is a contract between Starr County Municipal Fire Apparatus Specialty.
Judge, I know we're going through hard times, but nevertheless, we still gotta continue operating and functioning and providing the services at the fire department. Some of my firemen are there, and this is to acquire a truck a pumper engine truck that will cost $275,000. Over 15 years at $23,000 a year. And the old pumper truck that we have there just is about what, Larry, 21 years old? And it works, but it's already old. There's too many repairs on it. So,
But that's out your budget, no?
yeah, it comes out of the budget, and
Okay, it doesn't move you.
20 años.
I move that we approve it, Your Honor. Hopefully the commissioner.
Second the motion.
Second. Okay.
Okay, I have a motion, a second to approve, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Firmas
Opposed?
caro.
Motion carries.
But take
Item,
care of it. No, I tell the firemen, you better take care of it.
Item 15 is also an action item, and this is to approve order and notice of election for November 7th, the state amendment elections. I saw John here, if there's any questions.
I move that we approve the order and notice of election, Judge.
That's all it is.
Monday?
There was notice of election.
Yeah, for the amendments. I have a motion, is there a second?
Yes, sir.
Second.
Moved in second, discussion?
You're gonna provide the list of who's gonna work on the election later on, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, it's only one side. How many sites?
We have one early voting site and 4 election day sites.
All right, okay.
Any other questions,
No,
comments?
sir.
All in favor, please, aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Item 16 is an action item. This is a contract for consignment services between County Attorney's Office and American Game Company. Mr. Canales?
Yes, Commissioners, this is a contract that I'm asking the court to approve to allow us to use this company, American Games Company, to consign any boards that are confiscated and forfeited to the office, to have those boards taken out of the state, out of county. Does not cost the county one penny.
And are you gonna sell this equipment to them, or?
It gets consigned, basically, they act as an intermediary. They go out and they get other companies to purchase it from out of state, casinos,
And
even
what's in for the
overseas.
county, and we're just gonna give it away to them?
No, whatever is purchased, such as a forfeiture, goes towards the office.
Son dos.
Any other question? Is there a motion to approve that?
Make the motion to approve.
I second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Item 17 is an action item, and this is to open a bank account for the Local Emergency Planning LEPC grant program. And again, this is a grant that we're applying for, but it does need a separate account.
I move that we open the bank account, Your Honor.
I second, Your Honor.
Moved and second. Discussion? All in favor, please, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 19 is a resolution regarding the LBSP grant.
18, Judge?
What is it?
18.
LBSP?
Bring up the 18.
The 18, item 18.
Oh, I
The
jumped 18, I'm
resolution.
sorry.
18.
Okay, let's go back to 18. This is an action item approving resolution for 2017-2018 Texas, the CDBG program Colonia Fund application.
That is correct, that we are applying for an application for the Texas.
Okay.
This is for the paving, right?
That's correct.
I don't move, Your Honor.
Second motion.
Moved in second, discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 19 is a resolution regarding the LBSP grant, number, 2536-107 from the district attorney. I believe we have copies of it in our.
I move that we approve the resolution.
I second that.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 20 is similar. It's a resolution, different grant number, 2993-103.
I also move to approve the
Second.
resolution.
Moved in second. Discussion? All in favor, please, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 21 is an action item, and this is to declaring the length of Old San Isidro Road. Ms. Gonzalez.
Yes, Judge. With regards to this particular item, Your Honor, what happens is that I provided the minutes to your office back in the 1980s and back in the late 1990s. I provided them to you, Judge Veta, and also to Commissioner Sines. There was an indication that they had made that road into a public road, but back then, Your Honor, it went all the way from FM 1017 and it would go out all the way to past 755. However, now, some of that portion has been closed, and we want to clarify the length from 1017 to where the commissioner maintains it, Your Honor. And the reason we need to know that is that sometimes there's some gates there, and some other landowners take liberty of closing them or locking them, and that affects these 15 individuals that are here, because they are landowners within that particular area. So we just wanted to get clarification. That particular individual that closes road says that it's not a public road, and we're saying that it is a public road, so we need.
We have the minutes of the court. I think you have the copies. You gave me a copy, Ms. Gonzalez.
Yes, sir.
And we measured it, and my foreman is here present. He measured it 1.5 to the first gate, which is open,
Okay.
and the other one is 2 miles, up to Dora Valverde's gate.
So then the total is 3.5 miles?
No, 2.2
Oh,
miles.
I'm sorry.
2 miles.
But if you at the
No,
one,
1.5 is the first gate, and
okay,
the other gate is at 2 miles. Acadora Valverde, Mr. Rodriguez. Okay, that's what we measured. We have 1.5 miles to Ramiro Peña. But you didn't clarify, Hilda, was that they want to go in to the north of Old San Isidro Road.
well, my understanding, we wanted to go north from the road that's perpendicular to FM 1017, and that goes past where Ramiro Peña's, one of his last gates. Now, I understand that there's a gate that goes into his property. That's not the one that I'm seeking. I'm wanting the road that continues going further, because he's indicating that I need to ask permission from other landowners. And what I'm saying is that I don't need permission from other landowners, because that is a public road. All of that road that goes through there is Old San Isidro Road. Now, if it used to go, based on your minutes, you have that it even goes past to 755, and that was never clarified. So obviously, there's been people that have been closing that road without your approval, and so I take issue with that, and I think my clients take issue with that. So that should have been done from back then. Now, there's nothing recorded, and these are based on the minutes that you all have stored in your records, that it only indicates that it was supposed to be all the way from 1017 all the way to 755, que salía Old San Isidro Road, sir.
Maybe what we should do, Commissioner, is get the county attorney's office to investigate that, look at it. And
I think,
Your Honor, let me just clarify something. And it's been a declared county road a long time ago. Those gates shouldn't be there. They should have been removed a long time ago. There should be no gate in any county road, because it happened out there with me on Pipeline Road, and I went and jerked them out, because they don't have no right to install any gate in a public road. I have had 3 incidents, and I went just there and pulled them out with the county equipment, because it's declared county road, and it's been approved, the gate shouldn't be there.
I know it's not my
If I
precinct,
was
Your Honor,
you,
but
I'd
I
go
agree with
jerk 'em
Commissioner
out.
Garza. It should be open. It
I
should be
mean, there
open.
shouldn't be any gate, no matter
and-
what.
And I agree, I agree that if it's a county road, it needs to be open. However, just to be on the safe side,
I think right now, Commissioners, based on the request of what's being asked and what Ms. Garza has provided to the court, there's no action that needs to be taken. I think that the court has already taken it back in the 90s with the minutes that she provided.
98 or something like that, we have a minute.
But based on your minutes back in '98, I'm supposed to be able to go on Old San Isidro Road and come out on the other side of 755. And at this point in time, I would not be able to do that. Neither would any of my clients be able to do that.
And I agree with what she's saying. I actually agree. What I'm saying is that the relief she's seeking cannot be given by this court. I think the documents speak for themselves. I think that it is to send from one road to the other. I believe you're correct on that. I think the commissioner can.
But if we don't take no action, Mr. Canales, the gate remains there.
No, but the gates are not, the gates are there, but they're not locked.
But it doesn't matter, they shouldn't be there.
They are locked? Okay.
What's being requested of the court is to declare the length of it. I think from the minutes, it speaks for himself. The remedy that, removal of the gates and whatnot, that's stuff that doesn't need to come before the court. That's something the commissioner can take care of on his own, and I would be happy to assist him with this matter.
Okay. Because the item, it says declaring the length of Old San Isidro Road. And that's what we did, ¿verdad, Jorge?
Yes, sir. Unless we're gonna be abandoning some of it.
Are you talking about going north, west, or directly north?
And what,
I think, Commissioner, the fact of the matter is that from the minutes, it speaks the entire road length. Unless we're gonna be talking about abandoning something right now, that's the problem. If we declare a certain length to a certain gate, we're abandoning part of it.
It's all the county road,
All the county road.
Old San Isidro Road, the whole road. If it's 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, 10 miles, that's a county road. You don't have to have a length. It's open, it should be open from one end to the other.
and I agree with you, Commissioners, but based on what you have on your maps with the 911 addressing and everything, it doesn't go all the way it was supposed to, it was established in the 80s.
But
You
911
have it
doesn't have
reduced.
anything to do. 911 is just,
Mr. Canales,
for informational purposes.
whose authority is to enforce to remove the gate?
Commissioner,
And with what authority? I
With what
mean,
authority do I go?
the minutes that we have,
Okay.
we have.
he needs a badge and a gun, no?
No.
We have sheriff's office.
Commissioner.
To provide the security.
Commissioner,
That we can handle without the court's intervention.
And gentlemen, the reason I'm here is that we have tried that. We've tried to make police reports. We've asked the constable to be there, and they pretty much have advised us that, at this point in time, they're not going to do it until I do some legal action and until I bring it before you. So that's why we brought it before you, so that we could go ahead and have some
Okay,
enforcement authority.
now you have an answer. The county attorney says that it's our road, and Commissioner needs to open those gates.
If it's a
Okay.
county road, we will.
And as I've indicated, I've provided all the minutes that declare that as a county road. I also provided the maps that we have, and I'm hoping that will take effect, and hopefully we won't have any situations that arise as a result
But
of
as
that.
of now, it's only the length. It's indicating.
That's what I had asked for, but
Okay.
as Mr. Canales is indicating at this point in time, is that technically you have a right to go all the way from 1017 to all the way to 755, where your foreman used to go through back in the days when there was Reynaldo Alanis and Commissioner Armando Peña.
Yeah, you
And
know,
Eduardo
it has to
Montalvo.
be done. All you have to do, who's your constable up there? Do you have one?
Richard Garza, yes.
And he declines to go out there and,
No, pues no le he dicho.
bueno, pues,
We
si
have-
I
no,
think this is something that we can take care of. I'd recommend the court.
you
take
can,
no action.
ahí tiene Víctor dos.
Commissioner, and I
Okay.
will work on this.
Do you need action for the land, Tomás, or no, nada? Okay.
Just take your backhoe and order and pull it out. Give him the opportunity to remove it, not just pull it out. Simple as that.
Very well,
So
gentlemen.
no action is needed, it's already in the minutes, so.
Very well, and we'll do that, but what we'll ask is that if my clients can accompany, I guess, your foreman to see if there's any issues, because according to you all, there shouldn't be
We
any
have to
issues.
deal with Ramiro Peña, is the only person that's probably opposing, ¿verdad, Rodriguez? Stubborn, yes. When we had to go over there with the constable and tell him that we're gonna, and then we need a motion to do
No.
No,
that.
he tells, it's already there. Or you go tell the constable, and you take your people.
Mande?
Take,
Ah. Bottom line.
He said that he doesn't have the money to get them.
Call the sheriff.
We'll call the sheriff, para que vaya.
bueno, si no, Víctor tiene, Víctor, you got your,
The sheriff,
Victor got his investigator?
the sheriff told me that they would go, but they needed
Eh,
a
what?
right to sign,
It's very
Pues ya lo
specific.
dijo Víctor.
authorization, that he would go there and unlock that door for us.
Okay.
Okay. We'll
¿Se
take
ponen de
it.
acuerdo, Jorge?
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, thank you. No action needed on 21. 22, item 22 through 37 are budget amendments. Mr. Carter, are those in order?
Judge, the budget amendments have all been reviewed, and they're all in order. There are funds in each of
Todos
the
son
fund
los
accounts.
budget amendments.
Mr. Carter.
The
But
exception-
all these budget amendments do not fix the problem of the over expenditure of several departments, no? The sheriff has not turned in any,
I think he was gonna make an exception.
Well,
why is that?
I have a note that item number 24 was actually not delivered to your office in time to be included on this agenda.
Which is that one?
Juvenile Department.
And how about Mr. Canales here? Mr. Canales, have you put a budget amendment to,
We submitted one, and we just didn't make it to the agenda. No, we submitted one, late.
because we need to
We
take
we
care of
can,
this
we can call
deficit.
a special meeting.
Because we need to fix this deficit that we got, because it's very unfair that we go into deficit and we just carry it on and borrow money to pay, and they don't pay attention to it. They need to be taken care of and addressed.
Okay, so then the exception is 24?
Number 24, yes.
Okay, and all the others are in order?
I move that we approve the budget amendments with the exception number 24.
I second, Your Honor.
Okay, moved in second. Discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. If the court would like, we can call a special meeting for Friday to consider any budget amendment that's still pending.
Well, we got Commissioners Court, Friday, it shouldn't be, I mean, these people know, every department head should be responsible of his own action. And if you overspend, you need to come up and do something about it to make it, to fix that deficit. Because it's not fair that we blame we, all the time, deficit, we want to call it the commissioners. And we have not created that deficit. So they need to take care of it, each and every one of them.
I agree, Commissioner. However, they're not here, so I think the only thing is to call a special meeting and hopefully they'll be in by that time.
Instead of their 8%, we just take 16 away from them.
We can do that.
Well, I mean, we need to work on the budget because like I said, I mean,
We can do that. Anyhow, that's not an agenda item. Did I call for the vote?
No, sir.
All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. It is 11 o'clock, and pursuant to section 551.074, we will now go into executive session to discuss order of salaries and to discuss the FLSA sleep time notice, whatever that is. We'll be back shortly.
Okay.
It's 11:35, and we're back in open session. We only had two items. One was order of salaries. Is there a motion to approve order of salaries with the changes as discussed?
I just move your.
I second, Your Honor.
Moved and second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And item 39, I don't know if you all want to act on it or just information, but I'll open it up for motion if you all want.
Item 39.
If not, it was just information. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn meeting.
Second.
Moved and second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.